Hey, my name's Kyle Rodgers with BotFox. I came to Funnel Day in order to build out my new idea. I'm moving industries from just staying in the real estate space, real estate investing, and moving over to helping online coaches and online businesses and stuff like that. And the big idea was to adapt the offer that I already had for real estate investors and bring it over to a new industry, a new space. Essentially, what this big idea is how to scale your business using commission-only teams, 100% commission-based teams without spending any extra money on ads. So I've been wanting to expand beyond real estate investing and coaching other people in small business probably for 3 or 4 years now. It's been on the back of my mind, but I've been really focused on just kind of compartmentalizing and doing laser focus into real estate investors, really niching down. But as the market changes and as demand goes up in other industries, I just saw the opportunity as right now is the time. It's the time to expand. So the Funnel Day experience was just amazing. It was so much information and so much collaboration and strategizing just packed into this intense day. To give you an idea, it's kind of like when I sit down at home and I'm planning out my funnels and I'm planning out my strategy and where I'm going to go, my value ladder and all of these things. It could take me weeks or even months to plan that out. And I don't really have a feedback loop, and I don't have a way to have information be passed back and forth the way it was. Here's the power of collaboration, to where Brian Delaney is really able to take the plans and the ideas that I have, and maybe I'm not able to find the right words for them, and I'm not able to put it in a way that's super enticing, but then he's able to just form the message to where it makes so much more sense, and it's way more sexy. The reason I wanted to do done with you is because it's just, like I said, it could take weeks or even months to build something like this on my own. I'm planning, I question myself. I put these ideas out there and then I'll do some posts and do some research. And it's just a long, lengthy process, and I can do it, but I'm in a place in my business to where I'm trying to collapse time. I'm trying to make things happen a lot faster. And the only way to do that is to get in the room where things happen. You know, when you're in the room with the top 1% of experts, you're going to be able to get your planning done 10 times faster, 100 times faster. So my feeling for Funnel Day was just pure excitement. A little bit of nervousness because this is a pretty big deal. It's a big step. It's a big move in my business. I'm essentially going to go from 2 Comma Club award winner to 2 Comma Club X award winner in a very short amount of time. So there's large stakes, right? So you've got a ton of excitement with a little bit of nervousness, but I think that just comes with the territory. But my expectations for the Funnel Day was to get an entire business built out in a short amount of time. Essentially be able in one day build out what would take weeks, and that's exactly what I got. Funnel Day absolutely exceeded my expectations, just because of the way that it was laid out to be able to brainstorm. For example, one of my favorite things that we did, one of the exercises, is just brain dumping onto a whiteboard. So I'm brain dumping on one side, Brian Delaney's brain dumping on the other side, and then we find where they interconnect and just optimize the message from there. And it was just a really cool process. Far beyond. I mean, how can you compare that? You know, you've got essentially you're trading $100,000 for 10 million. To me, it's a no-brainer. If somebody says, "Hey, here's a briefcase with $10 million in it," all you need to do is trade me $100,000 for it. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, Brian has a strong understanding of my business. probably in a lot of ways better than I do, because the fact that he's been able to build so many businesses, and some of them very similar to mine, he doesn't need a lot of information. You kind of give him the highlights, and then boom, he automatically understands all the ins and outs of what you're doing. So as I mentioned before, I had a lot of excitement coming down here with a little bit of nervousness. I think some of that nervousness comes with the high stakes. You know, what if there's a probability that this doesn't work out? Even though it's a small probability, you know, it's still in the back of your mind. What if it doesn't work out? And it's just kind of a fear that comes along, and it could be external things or it could be internal things, right? But as I saw it come together, and as I saw the branding and the names that we came up for each program and process, and the messaging around it, it completely removed all doubts. If you're considering if a funnel day is a good investment for you, consider this. What's more valuable, money or time? Because you got to pay one or the other. If you're going to build out a funnel, if you're going to build out a $10 million business, you have to sacrifice something. It's either going to be your money or it's going to be your time. And if it's your time, you got to go through trial and error. You have to go through successes, ups, downs, planning, replanning, tearing things apart, putting them back together. That process could take 2, 3, 5 years. Why not do it in less than a year?